Hello, everyone. If we can come back together, I know you're probably still eating. The benefit of being virtually convened is that we can do what we need to do each at our own sites and hopefully still catch all the presentations. We have Sarah Konschak from Mayville State University, the STEM coordinator, on board next, and she's going to speak to us about the STEM education project overview. Go ahead, Sarah.
Thank you. Yes, so I am at Mayville State University, the STEM coordinator there, and I was hired on with the STEM money that the university system had got that was spoken about prior today from NDSU. Anyway, this money was given to the universities that have teacher ed programs to increase STEM awareness, to increase excitement of students in STEM fields, and also for professional development for teachers in STEM disciplines. So I'm just going to talk about the activities that Mayville State does to fulfill their obligation to this STEM grant. First of all, here are pictures of myself, the coordinator. Missy Hutter, we're actually pretty much co-coordinators. We work very closely together. And then our student worker, Naomi. Us three kind of head up the STEM education project. The picture we have here, this is the engineering design process, and this is kind of our model that we follow for our professional development, for our work with our students, and for any activities that we do. And this engineering design process is really just a problem-solving pathway. It's a way for students and educators to solve problems systematically, just in the way that engineers would do to solve real-world problems. So it starts with identifying a problem, and then those constraints, the criteria that go along with that problem, and then getting together and thinking of possible solutions. And once those solutions are all put out on the table, then an approach is selected after that. And then a model is built, it's tested, and then it can be redesigned if need be. Now, granted, this is made for engineers and for solving problems that can come about within fields of engineering. However, we like to look at this as educational engineering. It's kind of our take on engineering. We are a college that puts up teachers, and we would really like to teach our teachers how to use this engineering design process in their classroom, and then also improve their teaching by following a method like this engineering design process. So our goals for our program, we really are in it for the teachers and their students. So our goal is to enhance the existing teacher education programs at Mayville State, but with an emphasis on the STEM disciplines, the science and the math, and then hopefully to excite students into going into STEM fields. So we feel it's very important to work with the K through 12, actually the preschool through 12 institutions, and then we really just want to increase youth's excitement in STEM. Get them interested in science and math and technology early on so that it can carry through and hopefully encourage them to go into a STEM field when they enter the workforce. We have several partners that we work with. Our big one is probably the Red River Valley Education Cooperative. They are the schools that we most closely work with, the teachers that use our supplies. They're the ones who attend our professional development, and so they're very close to us. The HOV, the Heart of the Valley, ITV, we also work with those schools and the teachers there. We do a lot with the child development programs. That's for our preschool, where we really work with the very young children, and we bring things over to the preschool students. We've done some work with the Eastern North Dakota AHEC. One of the things last year was our career fair was focused on health careers, so that was a big piece. And two collaborations that we're in the middle of right now is with, one of them is with the STEM Center in West Fargo, and the teachers there, and then also the University of North Dakota School of Engineering and Mines. We're putting on some professional development programs that are, all three of us are working together very closely for those. So we have several activities that we do at Mayville State, and our big one is to enhance this preschool, elementary, and then also high school curriculum. So enhance it in STEM. A lot of times teachers want to teach different things, but they have a tough time coming up with materials due to school budgets. So what we've been able to do with our funding is purchase a lot of the really cool supplemental things that teachers can use to help teach different concepts. You can see here we have a pretty big library of kits there, and then in the middle we have some students working with electrical circuits. We have up in the corner we have these chaos towers, which were really cool, just getting students to be able to use that engineering design process and build and redesign and figure out how to make things work the way they want them to, solving problems. Our second big activity has to do with professional development. We actually have 2 different professional development programs going on right now at Mayville State. The first one is the STEM Boot Camp. And we have educators from the STEM Center in West Fargo who come up and actually teach a 3-day boot camp for K-12 teachers in the area, working with the engineering design process and how to implement it into the classroom. These pictures are from last year's boot camp, and it was a really good time. You can see the teachers really enjoyed doing what they're doing. Our second professional development program is actually just started. It's part of the Math and Science Partnerships Grant, and this is where we're working with the STEM Center in West Fargo again, and then with the UND School of Engineering and Mines. Pictured here, we have our kickoff event that happened last month at the first Lego League tournament up at UND, and that was really exciting to see all these students competing at a level that I had never seen before with Legos and robots, and just the team spirit that they had for Legos. So that was really cool to see that. It was very exciting. So now these teachers will be coming back this summer for a 2-week institute where they will work with engineers and they will work with STEM instructors to find ways to really use and utilize that engineering design process in their lesson plans. Our third activity is we put on a career fair for middle school students and high school students as well. Our last one included high school students. But with the STEM career fair, it is bringing in companies or businesses that are in the STEM field. So engineering firms, healthcare, all sorts of different businesses are invited to present for the STEM career fair, and hopefully to get students really excited and find out things that they could do when they grow up. Our fourth activity, we do a STEM college for kids, and this is a really fun, exciting couple days for students during the summer. We hold it in July, and so it can be really hot out, but we have a good time. You can see we're outside a little bit, we're inside a little bit. And we actually utilize our pre-service teachers here at Mayville State. So our education students are the teachers for this STEM college. They do the lesson plans, and they can do anything that has to do with STEM. And this last year, these are pictures from last year, and you can see that they were working with building structures, building windsocks and testing wind speeds, and then the culmination of the college, we did rockets, real rockets that went very high. So that was very exciting for the students to take part in that. And we've already had many parents calling and asking, when is the next one going to be this summer? They want to get the dates down so their students can go. So it was a good time. We had about 80 students involved. So very exciting for them. Another activity we do is a much smaller event than the college, but it's kind of on the same lines. It's a carnival that we put on. It's a one-day event on a Saturday where, again, our education students are in charge of a booth or a section, and they get to, students get to walk around with their parents or grandparents. We have a lot of grandparents at this one too. And they get to build, and they get to play, and they get to dig for dinosaurs and build the skeletons and all sorts of fun things that, that STEM has to offer. So again, we had quite a few students attend this one, and this will be happening again this spring. Another part of our grant is we said we would go out to schools and try to encourage students to enter a STEM field or get them excited about this. And one of the ways we decided to do this was to provide engineering lesson plans or just an overview of what engineers actually do to our schools. So this spring, Missy and I were actually heading out. We're going to visit every 6th grade classroom that's in our partnering schools, and we're going to supply them with really, this Engineering Go For It puts out a really nice magazine that's filled with lesson plans and different things that engineers do. So that will be raising awareness for our students. And then finally, we have our iPads, and these things have been a hit. We have a full classroom set of iPads, and along with several applications. And we bring them out to schools. Teachers check us out. We go along with them. We teach the teachers how to use the iPads, although the students already know how to use them pretty much. And the applications, granted, they look like they're games, but they're all very learning games. There's math, there's engineering, we've done a lot of social studies actually, and English. We've included other disciplines as well, but it really brings in that technology component. It's a language that we've found students speak across the board. I mean, they really understand technology better than a lot of we do or that our teachers do. Some of the major things we've seen that these iPads can do is, for example, we were in one classroom, it was a 4th grade classroom, and we had an English language learner in there, and she was kind of behind behind her students or her other classmates, but yet she was finding things on that iPad, research-wise, that her other classmates weren't finding, and she was so excited. So it was really fun to see how much joy that these I don't know, they're kind of like games, but they're very learning-based. So the iPads have just been fantastic. And they actually are out for usually 5 days a week in classrooms. So we do a lot of charging on the nights, charging and getting them packed up and out to the schools. So these have been a great piece and touched a lot of students. And then part of this engineering design process, the last piece is this communication. And we do a lot of communication with our teachers, with our administrators that we work with, and then other people in the state. We put out newsletters. We'll do campus talks around here, and the talk I guess I'm doing now would be included in that. I've done radio interviews, which was kind of a new experience for me. And newspaper networking. I love talking, so it's fun to go out and visit with people about this. Different STEM meetings, and then our website. We have a lot of our information on our website, which is shown at the bottom there. So communication is a big part. And that is what I have for the program at Mayville State. Are there any questions that someone might have about our program?
From UND here. What type of assessment of the program is part of it, or have you done that, or you plan to do some type of assessment of how effective it is?
Right. What we've done for assessment has been pretty much qualitative. Every time we send out a curriculum kit or iPads, we provide forms for, provide kind of evaluation forms for the teachers to ask them what they think, if they felt it was helpful in their classroom. That's about all we've done so far.
I have a question. Who's eligible to receive your materials? For example, I'm at the Turtle Mountain Reservation. Would the schools here be, if a teacher was interested, could they contact you?
Yeah, we usually work, our main schools that we work with are in the Red River Valley Education Cooperative. However, we have gone out to other schools that have requested us. So the best way to do that is to get a hold of me by email. And we can definitely try and set something up with your teachers. I don't know if I should give my email, if I just say it, or is it on, just have them go to the website? But it's sarah.konschak. It's a hard last name to spell, too. But if you go to the Mayville State website and look under academics and STEM, you'll find my contact information.